Part of me is in a bit of a rush. I'm a man in a hurry to get as many experiences done as I can while I've still got a bit of sight left.
Considering his lifestyle, it's hard to believe that Dean is registered blind, but since the age of 9, his sight has been deteriorating.
The main problem with my sight is that I'm totally blind in the middle of my eyes, which can be dangerous for things like crossing the road, as I can lose buses or trucks in those blind spots and therefore step out in front of them. With what I do have is peripheral vision. It's poor, but it's there, and if anything moves, I've got a good chance of seeing something move. Whether I can describe what it is may not happen, but if things stand still, then that's when I tend to walk into them.
One.
Despite this, his passion is the outdoors and taking on challenges that most of us have yet to achieve.
The condition that I have is rod and cone dystrophy, and with that it means that my sight will continue to deteriorate. There's no chance it's ever going to get better, so at the moment I'm trying to get as many things done as possible before it has totally gone, because once it happens, that may be me. I may be too scared to do anything once I've got no sight whatsoever. So when options like this, the chance of coming out in the sea kayaks, going to, whether it be Mingley, whether it be going to St Kilda, I'm going to grab them. I'm really going to jump at those chances. I'm going to make the most of them while I can. Because as I say, when the sight's totally gone, I may be too chicken to do it.
Dean's latest ambition is to swim the English Channel, and after a winter of cold water training, the first step on his way to the French coast is 1,200 metres in 11-degree water, across the most notorious tide race in the UK, the Gulf of Corryvreckan. This stretch of water separates the north shore of Jura from Scarba, and is the first port of call for all Atlantic weather systems.
The only thing that changes quicker than the weather in this part of the world is the tide. Just 30 minutes ago, this was a scene of tranquility. Nothing was moving. Now it's just a mass of white water all heading out into the Atlantic. Between the west-going tide and the east-going tide, you get about 17 minutes. If you're lucky, you'll get 22. Add a couple of minutes either side of the tide for it to wind itself up to full velocity. You've got about 24 to 26 minutes to get across. Not a problem in a boat that size. In a kayak, it's touch and go. But to go anywhere near it, or even to think of going near it in your swimming trunks, is madness.
Bearing this in mind, Dean has raised a big support team, including local Tony Gill, who knows all too well the consequences of getting it wrong.
Well, if one of the swimmers went in the great race, they'd probably be all right. I mean, a bit like being washed through surf, because you're washed through these, the water is moving at 8 or 9 miles an hour, so you're actually washed through the great race. A swimmer might manage that all right, with a bit of luck, but the whirlpool is another thing, because the water that is going downhill is really going downhill, and you just get down to 200 or 300 metres before you just sucked down. You're not washed through that, you're washed down into the depths. And you can see the results of that in other parts of the Gulf, where the water, the huge upwellings of water, we used to call them sea cakes. They sort of come up from the bottom and spread out over the surface. But at the edge of these, the water is going vertically downwards. So if you put a piece of stick in, it flows to the edge of one of these sea cake things and then just disappears vertically. And your piece of wood, who knows where it goes. And that's what would happen to a swimmer. It's in the whirlpool, you don't get washed through it, you get washed into and down into the depths. But with the great race, you might get washed through. Not a thing that I would like to try, though, to be honest. There's a reason for people told to keep clear of it. It really is, it's a very, very dangerous place. Unless you're there at the right time, in which case it all quietens down and it's possible to navigate it and swim across. So.
From above, the water appears to be in a constant state of motion. But below, you get a better distinction as the seaweed is brushed smooth in the flood and stands tall, almost statuesque during the brief slack. A chance for fish to feed and swimmers to swim. A final training session gives Dean the confidence that he can cope with the cold water and maintain a decent speed across the full 1200 metres. There is one danger though that no amount of training can alleviate. And there are hundreds of them, and they're all the same colour as our drogue. The big day sees a change in the weather, but Dean insists on paddling to and from the Gulf. The swim starts from the north shore of Jura.
Getting dressed, getting changed and that kind of takes my mind off what we're about to do, but I'm sure once all that's done, the adrenaline will start to flow. Something's flowing now.
The tide is still running at about 1.5 knots, so I think we'll set off in another 10 minutes. It's just a wee bit strong out there at the moment, but it's okay here.
As far as I know with the whirlpool, it's from when it switches off and we can get in the water to when it switches back on again and we're in trouble, it's going to be around about 23-24 minutes, possibly less. We're hoping to swim it in around about that time, or maybe slightly, well, as close to that time as possible. Obviously the longer we leave it in the water, the more dangerous it's going to be. So we kind of want to go in as soon as they switch the whirlpool off, and we want to get out just before they switch it back on. But it's going to be very, very tight. So here's keeping our fingers crossed that we can get across there and our pace is good. So the distance is going to be tough, but it's also going to be very, very cold. So it's just a case of getting head down and going.
Time to go!
Now I'm getting excited because it's coming on. Hopefully not getting scared yet. Just concentrating on getting ready, getting in the water.
Is Dean not wearing a wetsuit then?
No.
Bloody hell.
Well, he's training for the channel, he's been swimming like that.
Okay, ready? Ready to go. Stay wet. Whenever you're ready. Just straight out. Straight out. Is it deep? Yeah, it's very deep.
Go for it, Deano!
I think what makes me want to, it's just knowing things are out there to be done, and that's what it is. You know, I heard about this one, and it's just, you know, it's just sounded fantastic to do. So hopefully I'll feel the same when I get to the other side.
Keep going, keep going. Just keep going now. Yeah, keep going.
Started my swimming back in December of last year, so I've been swimming for just about 8 months. But at that point, when I first started, I couldn't swim front crawl, so I've been learning how to do front crawl. I knew I was going to do the Corryvreckan probably about 6 months ago. It was sort of definitely was going to happen, and it was mixed emotions with it. One was great to do it, but two, I was obviously very much aware of what the reputation of the Corryvreckan, of the whirlpool. So to be honest, a lot of the time I've not thought too much about it. I don't like negativity in my life, so I try not to think about the negative side. The sense of achievement of doing that under our own power, of getting there rather than trying to pick up the beauty or anything, because the beauty in that a lot of the time is wasted on me.
This is a good pace. This is a cracking pace, actually.
I've lived 30 odd years in this world of partial sight and non-sight, and it's a world I'm quite comfortable in, and I have, as I say, with descriptions of things, I get my own little world where I go to places and maybe seeing everything might ruin what I think is pretty. I may start discovering isn't such a beautiful place.
He needs to go slightly right.
Do you want me to water cannon him?
No, he's all right. He's back on track now.
Two-thirds of the way! Two-thirds of the way!
You're not hearing.
Oh, that's good. Green.
Robson Green's got nothing on there.
Oh, thank you. It's amazing. It's only 15 minutes, 17 minutes so far.
It was okay actually, it wasn't too bad. The last sort of 10 minutes or so that was starting to cool down rapidly, but the water itself wasn't too bad. The English Channel, it's pretty much a year to today I should hopefully be in the water, and it's that far away that I'm not really thinking too much about it. I know when I get to it I'll do my best, and hopefully my best will be enough, but at the moment I'm swimming 3 miles or something like that. This time exactly this time next year I should hopefully be able to swim 21 to 25, maybe up to 30 miles. So it's a big jump from where I am now, but I'm confident.
There's something happening. It's definitely, yeah, there's some warmth kicking in. Oh wow. Oh. It's the first time I've smiled in a long time with somebody in my trousers that's not Rona. Oh, it's nice.
I've had times where I've seen at the side of the road beautiful blue and yellow flowers, and I've said to Rona, look at the blue and red yellow flowers, aren't they lovely? And she's turned around and told me it's actually the roadworks and it's the pipes that the workmen have left there, or it's rubbish that they've left there. So sometimes my world's a nicer one to be in, so I'm quite happy to stay there.